Charlotte Flair just responded to the idea of unifying the women's titles, so we'll see what she had to say there. We'll also see which superstars is promising a win over Roman Reigns, the true original plans for the tag team unification match, and much more. Let's start things off with these comments from Charlotte Flair on the unification of the women's titles. All the talk about unifying the titles has been a very popular topic recently in WWE. Mostly because of the WrestleMania 38 main event. The main event featured Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar for both WWE World titles. Now, originally, when this match was first announced, some fans speculated that maybe the WrestleMania 38 main event could mark the beginning of the end of the WWE brand split. WWE has their roster split in between Raw and SmackDown ever since 2016. And since that 2016 draft, WWE has two sets of titles for every champion in WWE. Raw and SmackDown each had their own women's champion, tag team champions, mid-card champions, and of course, their own world champion. So when everyone saw that Roman Reigns was taking both the Raw and SmackDown world titles and holding both of them, everyone assumed that maybe WWE was ending the brand split, and that soon all the world titles would be unified. Well, after that had become the popular fan theory, reports came out and said that WWE didn't have any intentions of ending the brand split. But then, the story of unifying the tag team titles started unfolding. So eventually, all this going down on WWE television led to fans wondering what it would be like to have a unification match for the women's titles. It wouldn't be the first time that the women's titles would be unified. Everyone obviously remembers when Becky Lynch won the WrestleMania 35 main event, where she became the first and only Raw and SmackDown women's unified champion. But the fans have been discussing this unification for the women's title so that there can be one champion who could feud with both rosters. The unified women's champion would basically work similar to Roman Reigns, where she can appear on both brands whenever she wants, with anyone that's available to her between both shows. Well, Charlotte Flair was recently asked during an interview if she would be open to the idea of unifying both women's titles in WWE. Charlotte had this to say in regards to a world title unification match for the women. Quote, "Absolutely. I'd be up for unifying the Raw and SmackDown women's titles, yeah, but I don't feel like I need the Raw or SmackDown title to be the queen of both divisions." End quote. So Charlotte is saying that she doesn't need any titles to run the entire women's division, but that she would still be up for the challenge. Whether it's in the near future or deep down the line, Charlotte Flair would be the perfect superstar to be crowned as the unified women's champion. Charlotte's character carries herself in a way that's very similar to Roman's overall persona. She knows that she comes from wrestling royalty and believes that she's truly ahead of everyone else. So just like the way it fit Roman's character to be a double champion, it also fits Charlotte Flair's character to be a unified champion as well. Charlotte as this undisputed unified women's champion is definitely believable and something that would make sense. So it may not be happening anytime soon, but just look at 2019. It has happened before. So maybe another women's unification match will pop up again down the line. But in other Charlotte Flair related news, fans have been noticing that Charlotte and Drew Gulak have been interacting with each other and building this story every week. Drew and Charlotte's constant interaction are causing fans to wonder if WWE could be building up to a rare intergender match here for Drew and Charlotte. The last real intergender match WWE had was early 2021 when Sasha Banks took down Reggie. So it's not something you see every day, but with how much focus Drew Gulak and Charlotte's story has been getting recently on SmackDown, fans are definitely wondering if WWE could be headed that direction for them. A new report has recently come out regarding WWE's apparent true intentions for the tag team unification match. Like we've been discussing over the last few weeks, WWE's main focus for the Bloodline story following WrestleMania was the unification of the tag team titles. That was not only the focus of the Usos, but that was the focus of Roman Reigns. Roman really wanted those unified titles. But as the weeks went by and Backlash got closer and closer, WWE scrapped the tag team unification match and replaced it with a 6-man tag match of the Bloodline versus Drew McIntyre and RK Bro. We also talked about how it came off a bit goofy for Paul Heyman's character to say that the 6-man tag team match was bigger than a tag team unification, because in reality, a tag team unification match is obviously a much bigger deal than a 6-man tag match with nothing on the line. But according to the latest reports, WWE never intended to have a tag team unification match. Everything between the Usos and RK Bro right after WrestleMania 38 was only meant to build up this 6-man tag match. An actual tag team unification match was allegedly never on the internal match card, according to these reports. The idea of a tag team unification match was simply used as an angle to lead us to Roman Reigns and Drew McIntyre eventually joining the match. The 6-man tag match was allegedly WWE's true intentions since right after WrestleMania. This also explains why Roman was given no new opponent after WrestleMania, because they knew they were inserting him into this tag team match. So, just an interesting report there. Apparently it wasn't a last-second change to the Backlash card. This was always the plans for WrestleMania Backlash since day one after WrestleMania. Speaking of Roman Reigns, a popular topic of discussion with him now being over 600 days as champion is the topic of who will dethrone him. Well, one of the big names that stays at the top of the list for Roman is Drew McIntyre. Everyone pretty much agrees that Drew McIntyre is up there in the top 3 for WWE superstars with the best chances to beat Roman Reigns. Drew McIntyre recently spoke with Sportskeeda and had this to say about going after Roman Reigns, quote, "That's the goal. I want to get that match with Roman. I want to take him down. He's got both the titles. I've been champion twice. 300 days total in front of exactly 0 live fans. I'm looking for my moment, and the only way to get that is to take down the man himself. But if this is phase 1 of working my way towards that match, that's fine with me. You know, I'm a very patient man. I've learned patience over 20 years, and if it takes getting a good showing in this match, perhaps getting a bit pin over the tribal chief, that's good with me, and I'm looking to get that match down the line." End quote. Drew has a point, and it's something we definitely discussed in the past. Drew was supposed to have this big crowning moment of becoming WWE champion by pinning Brock Lesnar in front of 70,000 fans at WrestleMania 36. But that was unable to happen for reasons out of WWE's control. Drew still became champion twice over 300 days, but like we said, there was no fans in the building for any of his appearances as champion. So in a way, Drew McIntyre's mindset is still in early 2020. He is still wanting to have that big crowning moment in front of fans that he still owed. WrestleMania 36 big moment didn't happen the way Drew had intended it to, but maybe he can make up for that with a big moment of knocking off Roman Reigns. But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.